Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be introducing you to my new ebook, which is completely downloadable, a PDF that will be available. Just click the link in my description, and it's all about reputation management. It's really talking about the principles of reputation management for brands of any description. The title of this book I've called is Don't Get Cancelled. And I thought I would introduce the book to you today. And over a period of time and multiple episodes, I will read directly from it, giving you snapshots and capturing the value that I know there will be for you and your brand and your business. So thank you so much for being here. I am Serena, and I've been in communications and public relations for 20 something years. I'm a chartered practitioner. I'm also a systems thinking practitioner, and I do consulting work, strategic consulting work. I'm also a creator, and I create and provide commentary and analysis on media literacy and politics and critical thinking. And there's more about me available in the description. Let's get straight to this book, which was so fun to put together. It's a manual of sorts, and it's for any kind of brand, any kind of business. And so let's start reading from it. This here is the cover. I am so excited. So this was all created by me in-house via my publishing company, Huss Art House. And over here is the cover. And let's look at the title, Don't Get Cancelled by Serena. Any brand or business in the digital age can face cancellation. This book will show you how to handle your audience and the haters, because yes, there are. About the book, in The Art and Science of Reputation Management, Volume 1, because there will be more. I will be providing more content and more books of this kind of medium, let's say, easy for you to digest and follow through a series called The Art and Science of Reputation Management. So if you're subscribed, continue to look out for it. So in The Art and Science of Reputation Management, Volume 1, the author, Serena, draws from extensive experience to introduce a multifaceted landscape of reputation management. And this book delves into foundational principles such as the intrinsic value of reputation, the dynamics of public relations, and the strategic importance of effective communication. It emphasizes proactive strategies for anticipating and managing crises, cultivating insightful understanding through sentiment analysis, and implementing robust plans with flexibility and continuous evaluation. Organizations can navigate challenges, learn from setbacks, and build resilient reputations. Throughout, the book underscores the convergence of strategic planning and empathic engagement as essential in shaping enduring legacies and fostering trust in an interconnected world. So there's the blurb for you. Let's continue to scroll down to the introduction. So this video, I'm going to introduce the book to you, give you a little bit more information, and then leave you with a couple of implementation tools and tips. And then the following videos will be focused on each chapter. So here you have quite a big image of me saying, oh my God. I think it's safe to assume you've also reacted the same way when the same way to someone getting called out or cancelled, with shock, surprise, maybe even disgust, but also intrigue. What did they do? How bad is it? Who is involved? Who is reporting on it? Google time. But is it just Google time? Our scroll hole investigations tend to take us first to X, Twitter, or maybe YouTube, where we'll usually get opinion rather than factual information, someone's interpretation of events rather than facts. This is why getting called out online for something you did or didn't do, or even cancelled for, is extra scary, because we know too well how the rumour mill works and how pervasive and vicious it can be. At the very least, as a brand owner in crisis, there'll be negative sentiment that require your calm, level headed attention. And breathe and breathe. It's absolutely true. I have to agree with myself. Of course, I have to agree with myself and have a quick sip of my coffee. Calm, level headed attention. And as you'll find out from this book and the tips I will leave you with, anticipation and preparedness. But let's get straight to this introduction that it's a bit of a throwback going back to when I first started public relations in the noughties. So I remember back in the noughties when I first started out in PR more than 20 years ago now. I was headhunted for a role in reputation management for celebrities. I passed all the tests, and I would essentially be the middleman for the client and the tech team back at the control center, where they would be doing a lot of where they'll be doing a lot to suppress negative stories online. My job was to get the full picture from the client, calm them down, inform and brief all stakeholders, instruct control center, and minimize press attention. I didn't take the job. It felt too messy. Instead, I took a bunch of very serious roles in communications within the print media, where I learned all about protecting the reputation of corporates and maintaining brand identity. It was dry. Fast forward to now, where I've worked multi sector with small and large entities and with the most fun client group of all, entrepreneurs. Why? Because I get their mindset. I'm a critical thinker and tend to be a lone wolf in my work and my personal life. As a creative, consultant, and entrepreneur myself, and I know what it takes to build a brand and why it feels like the end of the world when there is reputational risk to your brand. I truly get it. I started streaming commentary and analysis on media literacy and politics this year in 2024. Thought it would be fun because I wanted to add a non partisan view on things. I wanted to appeal to my audience's critical thinking. Guess what I learned? Not everyone is a critical thinker, and most will be willing to jump on a bandwagon and pick a side. That is what makes reputation management so tricky for brands and businesses. Your audience will pick a side and they will go hard to be loyal to the side they choose. So you've got to be prepared. That's okay. That's what this manual is for, step by step preparedness. And it's what my content on my dedicated YouTube channel is for. I am here to help. Let's start. So then we get straight into the intro and chapter by chapter. Let me quickly take you through the chapters and then I'll give you some implementation. So chapter 1 is the essence of reputation, where I look at defining reputation and understanding its value for your brand. Chapter 2, the foundations of public relations, the role of public relations and the principles of strategic communication. Chapter 3, the perils of hasty reactions, the nature of hasty reaction, the damage of impulsive responses, the imperative of deliberate planning, the power of anticipation, knowing when something's around the corner, and developing a strategic response framework. Chapter 4 is capturing insight and monitoring sentiment, the importance of insight in reputation management, the tools for monitoring sentiment, cultivating a deeper understanding, the role of anticipation, and developing a strategic response framework. Chapter 5, the art of implementation, the essence of a living plan, the cycle of implementation, a story of strategic implementation, the importance of flexibility and iteration as a continuous practice. Chapter 6, evaluation, learning, and building relationships, the power of evaluation, key elements of effective evaluation, learning from your experience, and building closer relationships with your audience. Chapter 7 is a bonus one, and this is the quintessence of reputation management. I look at the intrinsic value of it, the lifeblood of public relations, reflecting on it, the personal dimension, the imperative of it, again, the convergence of strategy and empathy, and the enduring legacy of your brand. There is some repetition deliberately here because there's some things that need to be revisited, such as looking at strategic response framework or anticipation as part of your planning. I so appreciate your time. I want to give you a little bit of implementation, some tools to go away with. So let's just quickly stop sharing my screen and come here. So, the biggest thing about anticipation is that by being more deliberate in your planning and keeping your ear to the ground, you're able to anticipate any trends or issues that might occur. And by knowing this, by having awareness of this, when you're doing your business planning, you'll also do some comms planning. You'll do some planning where, well, hang on a second, if we're going to launch this, there's that issue over there, because we've been deliberate in thinking about what could be round the corner. We've done some forecasting. And so when we're launching this over here, this is going on right now. Perhaps there's election time going on right now, so you've got to be mindful of how you launch things. Perhaps you are a political brand and there's been an attempted assassination. And now you've got to be more sensitive or mindful, more intentional in how you talk about your launch. There are so many things to be aware of that might not sort of necessarily be coming from you, but impacting your brand. And so by doing some anticipation, and making sure your ears to the ground, that you're listening to your audience, that you are listening to the landscape of your industry, and also listening to your stakeholders, you can formulate an almost risk assessment. You can formulate a one pager of things to worry about this month, or things to be aware of this month or this quarter. And if you spend half an hour with your team a week, or 15 minutes on your own at the start of the week, and do a quick scan of your sentiment tracking, however you're tracking your sentiments, whether it's through YouTube, social media metrics, or some other means. Perhaps if you spend a little bit of time actually reviewing your communications with your stakeholders and knowing how they feel and what they're thinking, jot some lines down and then look at your industry and look at the landscape. What's going on? Are there any issues going on? Are there things that you need to sort of bring into that one pager? Before you know it, you formulated a bullet point list or some paragraphs. What this does is it makes it very real. It makes it very real for you. And then what happens is you lodge it somewhere in your brain. It's lodged. So when you are then going about your business for the rest of the day and the week, you're mindful. You're so much more mindful. You're doing this deliberately, not passively. Because, of course, passively, we are aware of who's saying what or who's doing what. But to be deliberately aware means that you can more deliberately plan and forecast. So I really hope you can input this into your workflow. And I am available for diagnostic calls, coaching calls, consulting calls. All of my information is available. But I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful. I'm introducing this ebook to you, Volume 1. Don't get cancelled. And I'd love to hear from you. The beauty is that once you do download this and you'll be on my list, I'll be able to share more helpful information with you, alert you to anything new that I'm offering, and then we can actually speak to one another. So I'm really looking forward to speaking more with you, getting to know you. Drop me a comment. Let me know what your current issues are that you're facing. If you haven't already, do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.